writers and the actors' strikes are now over. Production has begun. The machine has started to move again. Unfortunately, there was massive amounts of collateral damage. You've heard me complain about that, but be that as it may, things are up and running. Now, we said for a long time that while there were many issues on the table, the two main holdups, and I've been telling you guys this for a couple of months, was the issue of residuals, that the actors were just asking for stuff they were never going to get, and the issues of AI. There were just studios asking for things that they were never going to get. And it looks like they got over those humps, they came to an agreement, and it's done. And now we have a report. There's a 128-page report, 128-page deal. That's how big the deal is, 128 pages. And SAG has just sent out an 18-page summary to all of its members. But Deadline has taken that and basically broke down the bigger issues. And without going into all the other, and there were many other important issues, I thought we would take a second here and take a peek at, well, how did they ultimately resolve the residuals? And how did they ultimately resolve AI? And there's some interesting things in there. Now, you guys might remember that on the residual side, the union was asking for a levy on every single subscriber that a streaming service has, which was idiotic for them to ask for. They knew they were never going to get it. But they did come to an agreement. This comes from Deadline that says the following. Applicable to series, miniseries, and long-form motion pictures that have an initial exhibition on or after January 1st, 2024, so not stuff that comes out in the next month and a half, but starting in January. As tonight's summary states, that jointly trusted a fund for success payments on streaming projects viewed by at least 20% of a particular streamer's domestic subscribers in the first 90 days seems less unprecedented, as SAG-AFTRA called the deal last week, and more in line with what the WGA got in its deal in September. Okay, so what the actors got was not really residual. Residuals are dead. What they got was what the writers got, which is basically a bonus. And the way it's structured for the actors is very similar to the way it was structured for the writers. If we put up a movie or show that in its first 90 days gets a minimum 20% of our subscriber base watching it. In the case of Netflix, Netflix has 77 million American subscribers. That means 15.4 million people would have to watch a movie that they drop in the first 90 days. So no joy for the people over at Suits, that's been the number one streaming show in the world for a number of months, because that show came out 7 years ago, not 90 days ago. So within 90 days, if you put up a movie or put up an episode of a show, if 15.4 million of your subscribers tune in to watch it in the first 90 days, you get a bonus. And the bonus is going to be divided. 75% of the bonus will go directly to the actors involved in the shows, and 25% of the bonus will go to the SAG union that will set up a fund, and they'll figure out how to distribute that extra 25% later. So basically, residuals are done. This is a bonus system, a success bonus. So if you're in a show and it doesn't get to 15.4 million viewers until day 91, no bonus for you. Only big successful things will get the bonus. All right. So that's how they handled the residual thing. How did they handle the AI thing? I've lost my spot. Here it is. Certainly when it comes to the bitterly fought AI protection provisions, the exceptions to consent section of the 18-page summary is going to raise more than just a few eyebrows with its broad caveats. Now, before I read the rest of it, let me tell you basically what they settled on here. You can't use a digital representation of somebody in a movie without their permission. Pretty straightforward, right? Because that's not what the studios wanted. The studios wanted to be able to scan an actor in their movie and then in perpetuity be able to use that image even after the person died and not have to get permission of the estate or the union or anybody. And that was ridiculous that they were asking for that. So they basically came to the AA, you got to get their permissions, but with one big exception. Here it is. According to the summary, studios and producers don't have to acquire performers' consent if the AI use is for post-production alterations, editing, arranging, rearranging, revising, or manipulating a photography and or soundtrack for purposes of cosmetics, wardrobe, noise reduction, timing or speed, continuity, pitch or tone, clarity, addition of visual slash sound effects, or filters, standards and practices, ratings, or adjustments in dialogue or narration or other similar purposes. Or for that matter, under any circumstances when dubbing or use of a double is permitted under the codified basic agreement or television agreement. So basically, what they're saying is, okay, if, let's pull out the name of an actor, Martin Sheen, okay? Martin Sheen is going to appear in a movie. Okay. If he's starring in that movie and he's getting paid to be in that movie, then the studio has the right to digitally use his image in anything to edit the movie or to make slight changes to it, whether it's to their costume, a word that they say, the hair, whatever, right? Outside of that movie, they're always going to have to get Martin Sheen's consent, but inside the movie that they're already in, and I'll tell you what, Rob, they're saying in Deadline that that's going to cause a lot of stir with some of the actors. I think this is common sense. I think, like, if you're going to be in the movie and you're paid to be in the movie, as an actor, you don't get to decide what the wardrobe is or what the hairstyle is going to be or whatever. And so I think if it's in post-production, it's like, you know what? We really want him to turn to the left instead of turning to the right. They should be able to digitally have you turn to the left. If they say, you know what, we wanted his jacket to be blue instead of green. Okay, they should be able to make it blue. I have no problem with the fact that they don't have to constantly go back and get the actor's permission to make a change in the movie they are paid to be in. But I'm really glad they got the establishment of anything outside that, you need to get their permission. And if they've died, you need to get the union's permission and the estate's permission. And look, I don't think any of us are surprised that it came out something to look like something that the Writers Guild got with Residuals. And I kind of think they ended up on a common sense place with AI as well. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Mint Mobile. Signing your life away to a big wireless provider is kind of like being trapped on a roller coaster from hell. Sure, it looks like fun at first. They probably even threw in a free phone, but now you can't get off. Month after month of insane bills and unexpected thrills, like overages and surprise fees. If that sounds like your current big wireless plan, it's time to get off the ride with Mint Mobile. For a limited time, wireless plans from Mint Mobile are just $15 a month. That's unlimited talk, text, and data for just $15 a month. You guys know before I came to Mint Mobile, I was paying triple what I am paying now on the standard big wireless plan, and I will never go back. All plans come with unlimited talk, text, and high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. To get your new unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped right to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to just $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea. What did you think about the details that we got?
Well, you know, obviously this bonus situation is something that had to happen in some way, shape, or form. But again, you know, you have to realize that those streamers are then pulling out money from their earnings, from their subscriptions. It's not like they're getting money from sponsors being paid for, you know, a commercial. This is something that the streamers are going to have to shell out themselves. Yeah. Which I thought was interesting. Believed in it. I think it's good. Let's make sure their numbers and their accounting is good too. So, but on the AI front, first of all, I got to tell you, Justine Bateman has been the actress.
Yes, I saw her comments.
She's been writing.
She's from Family Ties, by the way. She played Michael Keaton's sister.
You know, back in the old day, like old days, when they had like Spy Magazine, they relentlessly made fun of her. They would call her Justine Bateman. I am so impressed. I don't know if she underwent some kind of a renaissance. I mean, I don't know. That was just something I remembered from like the 80s and 90s. Her analysis of the AI situation has been really, really compelling. And she's been doing really great deep dives into what AI or how AI can be used in relation to actors. I think it's essential reading. I mean, I don't know enough about the subject of the technology that's emerging, but I would encourage anybody who's really interested in not just AI for films and television, but AI in general, where we're going. I'm not so sure after reading what she's saying that there's enough protections for the actors. Because look, once someone's scanned, once you have a digital double, you know, anybody can call up and go, hey, you know that scan of Martin Sheen you made? Can we borrow that? You know, who's going to know? You know, and we're going to use it because, hey, we're doing a special edition of Apocalypse Now. We're going to de-age him and put him into some scenes where make it look better, do something. I mean, I think that the protections need to be even more, but I think it's a good place to start because I don't think we truly understand the ramifications of where we're going with AI.
All right, guys, what do you think about that? They settled the residuals issue. They settled the II. I mean, look, they're going to probably work out more terms in 3 years as they have to every 3 years, but we'll see how this thing evolves as they go. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.